Hello everybody, Tiniestofchibis here, and we're back with a Genshin Impact. Just gonna make my way down this way, because, well, I need to continue the story. What is that?
Woohoo! I'm back!
My phone went off.
Cyrus doesn't seem to be here. He must have headed up the mountain. Let's wait for him here.
Amber, are you feeling better?
Yep, all good now. Nothing to worry about.
I don't know what I'd do without you guys. If not for you, I'd probably still be locked up in that cage. I really want to thank you all properly, but I can't think how at the moment.
Huh? You must be pretty used to being on the receiving end of people's kindness by now, though, surely. You probably need it often enough, given your situation.
So mean.
Come on, don't put it like that. Sure, plenty of people have shown me kindness before, but that doesn't mean I will ever take it for granted. No matter how many times people help me out in life, I will never forget any of them.
Well, instead of repaying those who helped you, perhaps you could help others yourself. Everyone meets others in need from time to time. By choosing to be there for them, you're passing the kindness you received onto others.
Yep, you're right. That's what I've always tried to do, and will always continue to do. Right. And when Cyrus gets back, I'll find some way to help him out too.
This has been quite an eventful day.
Yeah, it has. It's really hit me how tired I am now that I've started to relax.
I need to rest. Everyone, please excuse me for a while.
Yeah, I need to get some water and maybe a piece of fruit. Once I'm rested up, I need to get back to being an instructor again.
Well, it looks like the curse of the mountaineers who couldn't get off the mountain is finally broken. Feels like an action-packed chapter has come to a close. Shall we find somewhere to rest and chat too?
Why not? Then please, come with me.
Back up the mountain we go.
You sensed something too, didn't you? Then let's go.
Huh? Are you going back to your camp again? Paimon thought maybe we could talk here.
Come on, Paimon.
Okay. Might as well come with you.
Good. Shall we set off right away?
Sure. Personally, I find it annoying, but whatever. Gotta do what the story says. Do 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 do. Sewing is a butt, and I'm hurting myself. Probably should just put a band-aid on my
Sorry
finger.
for bringing you back here once again.
Or-
Some topics are best discussed in private.
Mm-hmm.
Is this about the imposter?
That's right. I have to say, Traveler, I'm very surprised you noticed the difference between me and the imposter. Yes.
A mark that never used to be there.
This mark. Perhaps it's where it all began.
Ooh, sounds like the beginning of a big story. Keep going.
Well, I can't deny that what I'm about to say does sound like something from a children's storybook. So, what do you think this diamond-shaped mark means?
A tattoo? A crest? Something else?
No. Consider
more
it
options.
a birthmark. Have you ever seen an intricate glass ornament and wondered how it was made? Well, one method for crafting with glass is a technique known as glass blowing. Glass blowing is not a widely known art in Teyvat. For this reason, glassware made in this way is usually very expensive. As the name implies, glass blowing involves blowing air into a hole, much like blowing up a balloon. This type of glassware is known for having a pontal mark at the point where the blowpipe was inserted, where the hole was sealed at the very end. This mark is a sign that the item was crafted by a human hand.
Sounds kind of amazing.
It is a wondrous and beautiful art form. Alice says that these marks are seen as proof of the maker's fine handiwork, the only flaw in an otherwise perfect work of art. My mark is something similar to this. The difference between synthetic and natural life lies in the directional flow of the life force. The energy of a natural life form flows out from within. That's why flower buds bloom and curled leaves unfold. And it's the very reason we watch and wonder at blossoming flowers. Creating life artificially, on the other hand, involves, to a certain extent, the introduction of an external source of energy into the embryonic life form. When the hole where the life force was infused is sealed at the end, it leaves a mark not dissimilar to the pontal mark in blown glasswares. The alchemical substance drips and spreads out in all directions, resulting in this rather ingenious diamond shape.
Wow! So that's where it came from.
This mark is a sign of my artificial origins, and proof of my imperfection as a human. I presume that the impostor intentionally avoided replicating this mark, so as not to become less than perfect himself.
That's... Should you be telling me all this?
You are fundamentally different from other people. I have few qualms about sharing my secrets with you. Just as Paimon said, it all sounds like a story. Even if you were to tell anyone else, they would regard it as nothing more than a tall tale. The transcendent and miraculous are not the only things to which human beings aspire. They pursue the everyday, the ordinary, to a far greater extent than I would have ever imagined.
Hence, the notion of otherness.
People like to believe that those who are thoroughly different from themselves could only ever exist in stories. It makes things much easier. Or, in other words, all the unfathomable things we've seen recently would make good material for a novel. I have friends who write novels. If they wrote this story, it'd probably be even more complex.
Making up stories is easy. Even Paimon can do that.
Oh. I didn't know you had that kind of talent.
Paimon's the best guide into that. Making up stories is a piece of cake.
In that case, how about we have a storytelling contest?
Don't make up stuff, though.
We can base our stories on the events of the last few days.
Sounds great. But we still have to help out the Adventurers Guild.
I understand. Creativity is something that cannot be rushed. Take your time, and come back when you have found some inspiration. We'll see whose story is more compelling.
Deal! Okay, we'll regroup with the Adventurers Guild for now.
Sure.
Dang string. So many cutscenes right now.
My story. Yes, I should have known. Master's failed specimen in the dragon's belly. This is where the story truly begins. If we switched places, if you were the survivor, then as the abandoned experiment, the failure of the primordial human project, I'd want to replace you too. I would replicate your appearance, study your alchemy, and create miraculous life forms to divert your attention. I would wait for the right moment, then dispose of you and the Traveler, the sole person to have known your secret. And then, I could finally experience the joy of being brought into the world.
It makes me sad. Back here again. Now we have this shenanigans, which honestly isn't too bad to get with. As long as you have like a cool team, you can probably knock it out real quick. But again, it just depends on what team you have. A little too far. Let me scooch closer. Navigate. We'll do the Wait, how much time do I have right now? Hold up. Hold up.
Paimon's story is finished. Let's go see Albedo again.
Alright. I'm debating. Debations. Go to the campsite. There's so many things I gotta do. Ugh. What time is it? Yeah, it's like 3:19 right now. Still haven't done anything with the cat litter. I should do something with that, but I don't wanna. Oh. Where am I going? Oh, I was gonna go to the campsite. Why did I go here? The campsite's over here, I think. So I'll go to the campsite and then deal with albedo, and then I'll go fight the flower. Maybe that, or do another cutscene. No, I think I'll do the other cutscene because the flower thing, it's not like that exciting.
I'll race you there.
Because it's just whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like a thing.
Albedo!
Traveler,
Start.
Paimon. I suppose your story is ready.
Yep. How about you? Do you need some more time?
No need. I am also ready to tell my story.
Paimon calls dibs. Paimon first!
Please, go ahead.
Okay, here goes. Once upon a time, there was an evil researcher who went into the mountains and did a crazy experiment on whopper flowers to transform their appearance. After a lot of pain and suffering, the whopper flowers finally took on a human form. Then, they stood by the side of the mountain to wait for unsuspecting bypassers. To whoever spoke to them, they would ask them questions such as, "Who am I? Who are you?" If the bypasser got the wrong answer, the last sound they'd make would be a yelp before the whopper flower ate them alive in one bite.
Ooh, truly frightening.
What the? You two aren't scared at all!
I don't know. I was gonna say
Don't go
something to me.
nitpicking, okay? If you didn't like the story, go write your own!
Oh, in that case, I would add some horror elements in. After the Whopper or eat someone, they would turn into that person.
In other words, the whopper flowers would ambush and then completely replace their victims.
And adopt their newfound identity.
And then what? Go back to where the person lives? Enter their home? Eat their whole family?
I'm not just scaring herself.
Paimon made up this story, but now Paimon's the one who's scared by it.
It's a good story. May I write it down? I may bring it up in future conversations.
What for? Just to scare people with?
Yes.
You You've got a real mean streak, albedo.
Mine is a little longer than yours. It starts with an alchemist. A great alchemist once created Subject 1. Subject 1 was her proudest achievement, and successfully blended into human society. No one ever would have thought that this friend of theirs was in fact a synthetic human. However, unbeknownst to Subject 1, the alchemist had tried the same experiment many times before he had come into being. Some of the rejects from failed experiments had been discarded, but had not died. Subject 2 was one such failed experiment. He was swallowed by a great dragon that came to rest upon a snow-swept mountain. Many years later, he was resurrected by the dragon's mysterious power. He saw all kinds of people on the mountain, including Subject 1, who had somehow miraculously blended in among them. Never in Subject 2's wildest imagination had he thought it possible for experimental life forms such as they to deceive everyone so successfully. He saw the way humans accepted Subject 1 as a friend, witnessed their affection as they addressed him by name. This was what Subject 2 wanted. Now, all that Subject 2 desired was to replace Subject 1 and take the joy of his existence for himself.
This is giving Paimon the chills. So scary.
Subject 2 began to unfold his plan. He stole Subject 1's books and notes, and studied all that Subject 1 had learned from the alchemist. Subject 2 was highly intelligent, and he learned quickly. He changed his face into an exact replica of Subject 1's face. Then, he found a plant with mimicry capabilities, and transformed it using dragon blood and alchemy. And so, not only did Subject 2 transform his own appearance to perfectly match that of Subject 1, he also created a third entity, Subject 3.
What? There's 3 of them now?
But Subject 2 wanted to become a perfected human. So, he erased a mark in both his and Subject 3's necks. For these marks were symbols of imperfection. In my view, it was probably a subconscious act, an instinct. He so desperately craved to become a perfect human being that he forgot something. Human beings are defined by their flaws. Subject 2's plan was meticulously crafted. Subject 3 would draw Subject 1's attention. After Subject 1 disposed of Subject 3, he would assume the threat had now disappeared, and would let his guard down. The next moment that Subject 1 was alone, Subject 2 would make his move. He would eliminate Subject 1, and become the only one remaining. He would secretly replace the Subject 1 of everyone's memories, and inherit his identity, residence, clothing, sword, name, and friends. People would have no idea that the individual they knew had become somebody else from one day to the next.
This is way too scary. Paimon's never gonna be able to trust anyone again.
But just before Subject 2 could carry out his plan, a unique stranger entered the mix. Subject 2 tried to make contact with this person, but found that they could somehow sense he was different from Subject 1. What's wrong? Are you scared?
Of course Paimon's scared.
What happened to the stranger?
He became a new stage in Subject 2's plan. One more person that Subject 2 had to dispose of. It's as if there were 3 identical roses in a garden. Only one of the 3 was a fine specimen, while the other 2 were defective specimens that bore poisonous thorns. In all the world, only the gardener who tended to them could tell which was the good specimen. People do not like poisonous plants. Only a perfect rose can fetch a high price. If the inferior specimens wanted to conceal the fact of their worthlessness, they would have to take the gardener out of the picture, using their poisonous thorns. This is exactly what Subject 2 was thinking. So, he hid in the shadows and waited patiently. Maybe soon, he would get his chance to become truly human.
This story is not just a story. These are real events Alberto is trying to tell me about the cruel and unbelievable truth.
That was intense! So what happened after that?
Paimon is
Did
not to be
Subject
trusted.
2's plan succeed? Paimon can't bear thinking about it.
Fortunately, it is just a story.
It
And
is
even
not.
in this story, Subject 2 did not succeed. But you can never let your guard down on Dragonspine. Monsters mutated with Durin's power and blood are also creatures of Rhine-Daughter, just like me. You must beware of all such creatures.
Don't say that you're not a monster, you're my friend.
I'm glad to hear that. It's okay. I know what I am. You and I are both different, so there is no need for me to hide the truth from you. The only thing is that sometimes, when I think about how mighty the power of alchemy is, I feel so small. As beings who set foot in this world, how arrogant are we in desiring to control our destiny, and in desiring to create? Is creation an arrogant act, Traveler? If not, why do we call the ones that created us and control us gods? If it is, then what qualifies us to call ourselves creators? How far must we take our reverence and respect, and what purpose does it serve?
How do you feel about the impossible?
Nothing special. But whenever I think about it, I feel a twinge of grief.
Poor albedo.
Hello? Traveler? Are you here?
Hey, is that Amber?
Thought we might find you here.
We're here to deliver a message from Cyrus. There's gonna be a big event down at the base camp, and they want you there too, Traveler.
Winter camp is nearing its end. Apparently, even provisional instructors are required to attend.
Looks like we need to go, albedo. Bye for now.
Then I won't keep you. I have some things to attend to here, so forgive me for not seeing you down.
Don't worry about it. There have been no issues getting up and down the mountain recently.
Is everyone ready? Let's not keep them waiting.
We will not mention why. Alright, there is a lot of... This is a little heavy, all up with the character shenanigans. Down the mountain I go. Which electronic had the time? I was like, is it my iPad? Is it my phone? Who knows? They both have the time. Isn't this not where I need to be? Do 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 do. Ah. God damn it. From severe illness. God damn it. Alrighty. Gotta go yank, do the dang things right now. Which are always annoying. I hate having to like go and do this shit. Who do I need to pull? It's like the second time I've had to pull somebody from a quest. Fine. Anna. She's up there. Get her down Once I get her down. Oh. Well, I'm gonna get Anne out of here. I don't know why I need her. Alright, who do I need? I either need the dude or Anne. I'm unsure who I need. Ooh. Damn. Need that. Ma. Can I not spaz out, please? That was... There we go. She's up here, I think. No, get down. There she is. Ah! What are you doing here? How did you find me? As I notice. Stay here for a while. Oh! I keep scaring myself. I don't mean to jump off of things. It just happens. You know? Right. Who do I need from this area? It's like, this is the one I need to do. Probably Anthony, I guess? Da 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 da. Alright. I have no idea who I had to yoink off of that. But whatever. So back to the shenanigans. So here's the deal. I'm gonna end this episode here. So that way, when I start the next episode, I can go through the cutscene again. And whatnot.
Seems all the other knights already have.
And then we could do the flower. So, for now, Tiniestofchibis is signing out.